Hello everybody, it is everybody's favorite gothic prince, boyfriend, I guess, whatever the hell you guys want to call me at this point, TenTillDeath, and today we're going to be doing, probably one of my favorite looks that I've done before, and you guys will like it too, and it's simple and it's very cheap. Today, we are going to be doing a pale undead gothic vampire style look. And when I say it's easy and it's cheap, I promise you, it really is easy like that. So what are you going to need? And you can pick all of this up from your local Dollar Tree. That's where I recommend getting it. That's where I recommend getting all of this. So you'll probably spend anywhere between $4 to $5 at Dollar Tree. Get a foundation. Get the lightest color you can find, right? And if your skin color is lighter than this, then don't even bother getting foundation. Just skip to the final parts. Just skip to the final parts because you're pale enough already. No racism intended, of course. So make sure you get yourself foundation. They have it there. Just get the lightest color you can find from Dollar Tree. Get makeup brushes, man. Just literal makeup brushes from Dollar Tree. You can either get one of these big bad boys, or they have one of this. Hold on, that's not the one I'm looking for. Where is it at? Where is it at? Oh my god, y'all. Here it is. Or one of the smaller ones. And now, this last thing you're going to need. Well, the last two things you're going to need. Is you're going to need a makeup sponge. You can also get this at Dollar Tree. It doesn't got to necessarily look like this. They have the square ones. You can use that. It'll be a little harder, but you can use that. Then the final thing. And this one is going to depend on if you want to go with this color or a different color. Get yourself a makeup eyeshadow palette, like one of these from Dollar Tree. Now, you can either do what I did and get this color that has, you know, like all these different shades of like pink and purple. That's the one we're going to do for this look. Or you can go for black. You can go for a black eyeshadow palette instead. Whichever one, you know, it'll work. It'll work. Oh, and one more thing. I did forget. Actually, I'll toot my own horn on this. You're going to need a black eyeshadow palette. My bad, y'all. So you're going to need a total of 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to need a total of 5 things. You're going to need a makeup sponge, a black eyeshadow palette from Dollar Tree, a pink / purplish / darkish pink eyeshadow palette from Dollar Tree, makeup brush from Dollar Tree, and the lightest foundation from Dollar Tree. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start off with foundation. Our goal is to look undead and pale. So, you're probably a makeup professional, because I sure as hell ain't. Or you're probably not a makeup professional. And if you're not a makeup professional, you can either do it my way or you could do it your own way. But take some of this foundation. Now, you can either put it on your sponge or you can put it on your skin and go that way. What I like to do is I like to put it on my sponge to start off with, just so I can have a feel. And all you gotta do, put it on your sponge and then just start tapping on your skin. But you're gonna put some pressure when you tap on your skin. So tap, 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 tap. And it's gonna look weird. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna just start tapping all around the skin until eventually it covers all your skin. But the more you tap, the more that it'll blend in with your skin. The more it'll look natural. So the more that you tap in one area, the more natural it'll look. So just start tapping all over your skin. And just keep tapping until eventually you run out. Till like there's literally nothing more, you know, you can tap or spread. And then once you run out, because now we can't tap anymore, because see, when we first started tapping this foundation into our skin, you know, notice how it spread it all around us, right? Notice how it spread all around the skin. But now we're at the point where, you know, we've pretty much used all the foundation. We can't spread anymore. So now we got to put more foundation on here. Or if you don't want to put foundation on your makeup sponge, you can just do it like that, right? That's one of the easier methods, or you can just do it like that and then just start tapping it in. Just tap, but put some pressure into those taps. Beat the hell out of yourself, literally. Beat the hell out of yourself. And don't be scared to get some on your lips, right? A lot of times I like to start and put the foundation on my lips to begin with. Because it can make it look like you have cold lips depending on how you do it. And that'll be really cool. So just keep tapping. Just keep tapping. Now the nose can be the hardest part. So I'm going to show you what I do with the nose. You want to work with the nose. You don't want to work against the nose. So notice how your nose goes up at an angle. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to try to tap at an angle against your nose. Right? But don't overly tap. Just try to do lighter taps on your nose. That's what I recommend. Because the nose, from what I've kind of understood about putting foundation on the nose, it can be a hit or miss. It can be a hit or miss. It sucks half the time to try to get it to stay on there. But like I said, I'm no professional. So, you know, try to see what works for you. Try to find beauty gurus and makeup gurus who know what the fuck they're doing, because I'm literally just a random guy on the internet, you know? Like, that's all I am. Alright, we've mostly got our face. Our skin looks a little paler. And what we're going to do is we're going to get the eye area. The eye area, a lot of people are like, oh no, death, no, you're trying to go blind. If you do the eye area right, then you're not going to fuck yourself over. So put some on your sponge once you do your eyes. And just lightly tap. Literally do light taps. You don't want to do no crazy hard pressure taps. You're not trying to fucking hurt your eyes. And just keep patting it in there. Just keep patting it, man. Keep patting it until it doesn't really feel liquidy against your eyes. Because you can use your eyelids and you can feel, you know, this liquid foundation crap going on your eyes, right? And you want to try to get every crevice, every little nook and cranny in that eye area. But you're going to want to close one of your eyes. The eye that you're applying foundation to, you're going to want to close that eye, of course. You don't want to get fucking foundation in there, right? I know, I sure as hell don't. But what I like to do is I like to close it like this, and I like to work my way down. Because if you work your way down, it makes it a lot easier. So we got a lot in there in that one eye, and now we're going to get the other eye. Yeah, my little nephew is literally in the other room right now, watching the Rugrats movie on VHS. Because, you know, I collect VHSs and stuff, so he's watching my copy of the Rugrats movie, and it's one of the orange VHS tapes. And I'm just like, oh my god. He was enjoying himself. He's enjoying himself over there. Now that we got the overall face area looking a lot paler, because you can tell the difference in paleness between the face and the neck area. Now we're going to work on our neck. And now, you don't have to work on your neck if you don't want to. That's up to you. But we're going to work on our neck. Same concept, right? Put some foundation on there. But what I like to do is I like to work my way up on the taps. So I tap. And you're going to want to lean your head back when you do it. And you're going to tap upwards. Just work your way up from the bottom of the neck up. That's what I do. And back down, up and down. And it's gonna feel weird. It's gonna feel funny. You're gonna try so hard not to laugh. It's gonna feel very weird against your throat, but it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. And I'm running out of foundation here, honestly. But yeah, like I said, the goal, and you gotta remember, art is an illusion. So your goal is to try to make yourself look sick and pale. That's what we're going for here. We're not trying to go for the classic trad goth, white, you know, full on like a white look, but we're trying to make ourselves look pale, like the dead, like a vampire. You know what I mean? Now that you got your overall neck area, you know, we can now move the heck on. And so, not that bad. Remember, art is an illusion. So this is where you're going to pull out your makeup brushes. Now, you can use either your big boy here, or you can use your smaller one here. It's however you choose. Or, if you don't got makeup brushes on this part, there's another method you can do. And I like this method. What we're going to do is we're going to add we're going to add some, how do I put it, some facial features. So remember, art's an illusion, so we're going to try to pull off this illusion to make it look like we got a crazy jawline right here, right? So you can use your makeup brush and you can put, and I'm going to show you two ways. You can use your makeup brush, right? You can tap it right there and then just tap downwards, right? And now it kind of makes it look like, you know, we got some facial features, like some sharp facial features here. Now that's if you want to do it this way, right? Or there's my favorite method. You take a little bit, you rub it on your finger, and you start rubbing it. You literally just keep on rubbing it until it becomes lighter, because you don't want it to be too dark. So you'll literally just rub it top downwards. See how I'm doing my finger? Yeah, and then, you know, try to brush it out a bit. So, or it's super dark, try to brush it out a bit and try to, you know, make it look like it's natural. Try to make it look like it's, you know, blending in, right? When I say brush out, notice how I'm brushing from here to here with my finger in these much darker areas, because we're trying to get this dark to, you know, fade out this way. So, I'm trying to make it as light as possible. But that's the way how you would do it with your finger, right? Don't be scared to put some force into it either. We're trying to make it as light as possible. We're not trying to make it too noticeable, but we're trying to make it, you know, look good enough where it kind of looks like we got a jawline. Because like I said, art is an illusion. And look, with this illusion so far, what have we created, right? Look, you know, looks pretty goth. Looks pretty, you know, chiseled up in this cheek area. So that's mostly what you're going to want to do. You're going to want to try to take some black eyeshadow, you know, work your cheek area, Brush downwards, don't be scared, Practice makes perfect, trust me, I am not perfect either. I'm just bullshitting this as we're going along with this, right? You can make alterations, you know? And that's what's cool about being alternative. You can make, what does alternative mean? Alternative, the alternate to the mainstream, right? Alterations. You know, make some alterations to, you know, your makeup look here. You know, you can follow exactly what I'm doing, or you can do what I'm doing and then make some alterations and make it your own thing. I'm not going to, you know, sue you or anything. But now it kind of looks like we got this chiseled area right over here where our cheeks are. And I kind of fucked up. I got it a little too close to my mouth on this side right here, but that's okay. That's okay. Whatever. We're not trying to make it look perfect. Now, what you're going to do next is simple. Now, you can do the same thing with your finger. Or you can do it with your makeup brush. It's however you feel. Now, pull out your pink/purple makeup palette that you got from Dollar Tree. And try to find the darkest shade. And this would be our darkest shade right here. And what you're going to do is you're going to put some on your makeup brush. I'm going to show you the makeup brush method. And I'm going to show you the finger method for the people that can't afford makeup brushes. And all you're going to do is you're just going to literally close that eye and tap. Literally tap from right here. From your nose all the way to the corner of your eyebrow. And just go back and forth. Just tap. Because we're trying to make our eyes kind of look like, you know, we're sick too, right? The goal is to look undead, is to look pale. And if it doesn't look pale enough up here, or if it doesn't look sick enough in your eye area, put some more on there and just keep doing it again and again. And then you can brush from right to left. You can brush from right to left. It's however you want to do it. But what I like to do is I like to tap it in. And then I like to brush. To try to blend it. To try to fade it out a bit. Now we'll add a little bit more. We're almost done on this one eye. But yeah, notice the difference between our eye and then our, you know, face right here, right? You can notice the difference. It's very noticeable. So, look closely, see? Look, Now that's how you would do it with your makeup brush. Now, I'm going to show you the method to do it with your fingers. Very similar concept of how we did over here in the cheeks. You take some, put it all over your finger, try to get as much in there. But what you're going to do is you're going to tap it. Go and tap it around the areas, right? You're just going to tap it into here. So just tap it all over your eyelid. And now it looks like a mess, but what you're going to do now is after you tap it in your eyelid, you're going to take your finger and you're going to rub it. You're literally going to rub it towards all the area you want to affect. So we already tapped it right here on our eyelid, so we're going to rub it from the closest part of our nose all the way to the corner of our eyebrow up here, right? And with the finger method, it's going to take a lot more time than with the makeup brush method. But you just tap some in and you just rub it. Now, how I learned this trick is because it's from old school goths. There's old school goth techniques that I learned where for the ones that couldn't really afford, makeup brushes and all that crap, or they were doing things on a budget, what they would do is they would take like an eyeliner pencil and they would just, color shit in and then just rub it all in, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. What is alternative culture once again, right? The alternative. And when you can find alternative methods or creative ways to do things that people do the normal way, then, use those methods, right? Like most people, they'll just go to Walmart, buy a gaming PC, right? And then what I did is I remember I knew some guys online that were selling a modded gaming PC. And it was a very old PC, but it was a modded gaming PC where, it essentially could run Among Us and VR chat and stuff. And it's cool because the fact that instead of people, going to Walmart, spending all that money on a gaming PC, people out there figured out how to do it, how to make a gaming PC with, by just modifying some stuff under PC, right? I'm gonna add some up here on this eye, try to make it match our other eye over there. But yeah, try to get the overall area. Try to get as much as you can. You're trying to make yourself look sick. You're trying to make yourself look pale. That's what you're trying to do here. That's what you're trying to do here. Trying to make it look like you have the world's craziest fever, right? It doesn't matter how bad you mess up. Trust me, I've messed up a lot so far doing this tutorial, showing you this tutorial. That's okay, man. That's okay. The undead don't look perfect, so why do you expect your look to look perfect, right? And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take our makeup brush and we're just gonna try to fade everything out, make it appear more natural with the brushing. This eye over here still, is a lot more visible than over here, so we're going to add some more over here with our finger. But that's also with the finger method. The finger method, the makeup will appear more visible because, you're using your finger, not a brush. So there's pros and cons to the finger method. There are pros and cons to the finger method. And now we're going to brush this out. Right? But we look pretty sick, we look pretty pale, we look pretty dead. But we're not done. We are almost done. Now, this is the final method. We have to do our lips. Now, of course, you guys saw earlier when I took the foundation and I put it on my lips, it makes it look like I have cold lips. It really, sells off the undead appearance. But we're going to go an extra step. Now, you can either use the purple/pink makeup palette, or you can use the black one, right? Or if you got lipstick, you can use lipstick, but I would recommend using your makeup palette here because lipstick is a lot more darker, it's a lot more pigmented, so it's going to be a lot more visible, where with our illusion here, we're not trying to make it too visible. We're just trying to sell this illusion that we're a dead gothic creature of the night, right? So what I'm going to do here is, and like I said, you can either use your black makeup palette, or you can use your pink makeup palette. We're going to take some, and I'm going to use my black. We're going to rub it on our finger. Then we're going to tap it. on our lips. And yeah, I know, you're like, whoa, acne. Hey, man, it's makeup, you know, you take those risks, right? It's okay. Whatever, just do an acne wash for a week. It's gonna be fine. We're gonna pucker our lips and just tap it. Tap it, and then we're gonna try to rub it in a bit. I know some of you guys are like, dude, just use lipstick. But like I said, why we're not gonna use lipstick is because black lipstick is a lot darker than just using this. And so if we use black lipstick, you know, it's gonna kind of it's gonna kind of look off. It's gonna look so dark with the black lipstick, it's gonna look super off. And we're just trying to, you know, sell this illusion that we're this deathly pale creature of the night. We're not trying to go all out, right? So the lighter shade, the lighter shade of black, the much better, you know, we can sell this illusion. So rub it into your lips as much as you can. Then even just puck your lips like that at the end, right? Like I said, we're not trying to make it perfect. Close enough. But see, you know, it essentially makes our lips look a lot darker and a lot more dead and a lot more rotted than using black lipstick, where black lipstick, we just be looking like we're trying to go for, you know, a super goth look. Now, then, you know, tease your hair a bit. Do whatever with your hair, right? But we're not done yet. Let me go get the final thing. And see, And that'll be our thumbnail, I guess. Hold on. If we're gonna do a thumbnail, hold on. Okay, that'll be thumbnail. That looks like some very ditty stuff. Hold on, one more. Okay, close enough. I guess that'll be our thumbnail. But yeah, you know, fake vampire fangs. If you don't got fake vampire fangs, that's fine, dude. That's fine. We look dead and we look, you know, trashy enough. That's what we're going for. This undead, trashy, just look, right? And that's how you do TenTillDeath's undead gothic look, you know, thoughts, opinions. Maybe add your own little alterations. What do you guys think? Comment below. Until next time.